Welcome back. We just showed you that you can access all of your business information in My Business Account at CRA's website. Actually, in the business we call My Business Account an MBA. I got one, you know. I have an MBA. And it was so easy. My dad is going to be so proud of me. Not everyone who runs a business needs to have constant access to all of the information that you have in My Business Account because we usually have professional help, either an employee or employees in our accounting department or outside professional services like bookkeepers or accountants. Now, these are the people who need to access the information to properly discharge their duties. So, business owners are able to authorize their representatives and employees to access their CRA business account information through My Business Account. And they do this by selecting authorize or manage representatives. Let me show you. See, this is where you go to view, enable, or cancel an authorization for your representatives. It's all about giving those who need access to information that access. But you, as the business owner, need to maintain control. So you shouldn't give your My Business Account ePass information to someone just because it saves a few steps. That would be like giving out your bank card information to someone. If you're going to do that, you should stop doing it and change your PIN number as well. But back to My Business Account. See, a representative shouldn't log directly into your My Business Account as the account owner. Instead, they go through the Represent a Client service to access the information for you. And that way, they're protected and you're protected. Once again, in order to do this, an ePass is going to be required. But once again, the process is very simple. Registering as a representative with Represent a Client is an easy one-time event. Now, the biggest consideration for services like this is security. And Represent a Client is secure because it uses our ePass service and CRA authentication. So if your representative doesn't already have an ePass, then they can easily get one. They're going to need first to identify themselves to the CRA with their access code from their own personal notice of assessment and their home postal codes. So they should have this information at hand before they try and register. Then the representative can see any changes that they've made through a new View Transactions feature. And this is really handy because you as well, the business owner, can see the result of all of the changes to your account. After all, it's your business, so you should be able to know everything that's going on. And just so you know, representatives can't access any information without authorization from you. Now, Represent a Client has a few other value-added features that assist representatives as well, such as client lists and the ability to view all of their transactions together. Now, this means representatives can track and manage their dealings with the CRA conveniently from a single point, which simplifies communications and transactions between their business and the CRA. In other words, an accounting firm will typically have several clients that they can access information on. They have access to all of those in a single unified window instead of having to log on and log off for each account. And did you know that if authorized by you, Represent a Client can also give them access to your personal tax information, from tracking refunds to checking registered retirement savings plan limits or changing tax returns? It's all there. And that's really good because a lot of us use the same accounting firm for both our corporate and our personal taxes. By the way, this service is available year-round, 21 hours a day and 20 hours on Sunday. They take it down for a few hours every day for backup and maintenance. Represent a Client should make your life easier as a boss and make your employees or representatives' jobs easier. Now, I use this for my business, and it's reduced my time that I spend managing my own affairs. In fact, when I told my accounting firm that we were covering this on the show, they gushed about it for about 5 minutes on how much they like and use Represent a Client, and then they started pushing to be on the show. What were they thinking? They're accountants. I'm not putting them on TV. We are continuing our theme of government e-services, and we've actually been looking at one aspect of the federal commitment to e-government services for years. That is the preparation and filing of our personal taxes. Now, there's lots of ways to prepare your personal tax return, but by far the best method for filing it is using the NetFile service. Now, it can be a bit confusing, so I'm going to walk you through this process. First up, you need to select a tax preparation software provider, and there's many to choose from. Right here on the NetFile homepage, we can take a look and we can see the certified software. Now, the bottom line is it doesn't matter which of these applications we choose as far as CRA is concerned. They're all certified for NetFile by CRA, and the process remains the same. You choose the service and you complete your return, and you can choose standalone software that's going to install in your Windows or Macintosh computer, or you can choose web-based services that that you're going to work with in an online environment. Now, once you've selected the software that you're going to use, there's several steps that need to be taken. Now, if you've purchased a web-based tax preparation solution, you're going to have to complete the purchase of that software. Most of the web-based applications will let you fill in all of your information, but not actually purchase it until you reach the final stage. So once you purchase it, you're going to get a receipt for it, which will be a different receipt than the one that you're about to get from CRA that acknowledges the successful filing of your return. Once it's all done, once you've filled in all the information, you need to locate your actual return. And the tax preparation software is going to create something called a .tax file. The .tax file contains all the data for your return. Now, each different software manufacturer has a slightly different way of saving that file. Most of them are going to save it right onto your desktop, making it easy to find. But the user documentation for the brand of software that you use will make it clear where that file is. Now, once you have it, you can proceed with the filing. But we still have a few steps to go. Before you get started, you're going to need your tax access code to complete the filing process. And we have a little link here in case you need an access code. This is the code that you get in the mail. It's included with your tax package. And if you can't find it or lost it or you need another one, you can get a new code online. You can just go in here and order a new one using the internet, or you can write them, or you can phone them for a new code. But I think that you should use the online option. I think it's far more efficient. Now, there's one other important thing you need to consider, and this is really important. If you've moved houses or changed addresses in the past year, just changing your address in your tax submission software won't change the address that the CRA has on file for you. Now, for more information on how to update this information prior to using NetFile, visit netfile.gc.ca. If we take a look here down the left-hand side, we see all the other services they offer, including things like checking your browser. You have to make sure you have a 128-bit secure socket layer browser in order to make sure that we have a secure transmission with CRA. So it will test your browser, make sure that it's going to give you a secure connection to the CRA before you try and file. It's got other information such as what to do if you're expecting a refund or if you have a balance due, frequently asked questions, etc. So you have all the information you need down the left-hand side here. Now, a lot of people still get confused about what to do with their receipts. Well, just save them. If the government needs them, they'll ask. Another confusion is between e-file and NetFile. E-file services are essentially the same as NetFile services, but they're only available to professionals like tax preparation firms and accountants who file returns on behalf of their clients. E-file is for professionals. NetFile is for amateurs, well, for you and I. Using NetFile is one of those win-win situations. You save time, money, and resources. Your return is processed much faster, and there's far less chance of errors because no information is rekeyed. You key it all in yourself. It costs less for the government to process the return, and since they're using our money to process the return, that is a good thing. We end up using fewer resources. There's less waste of paper, ink, postage, and all the related environmental impact that goes along with that. Plus, you get your refund faster if you're due one, and fast cash is always welcome.